You're listening to Turi Writer's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. In this installment, have you ever had a friend tell you some really great news, only you don't take it so well?
So I bought another thing.
You bought another thing on the internet?
Yes.
Uh-oh. What is?
It's an amazing, spectacular, I don't know how to describe it. A cooling blanket.
A cooling blanket.
It's a Japanese cooling blanket made in China. But it came today. It came today and it really works.
Why don't they just call it the oxymoron?
I don't know. But it is. It's like a cooling blanket. Like you put it on you and it immediately cools you off. And it's for people who sleep hot. Or people like me who just like walk around and moan all day if it's hotter than 80.
You know, but by definition, a blanket.
It's a blanket. It's called a cooling blanket.
Is it an ice pack? Do you have to like put it in the freezer during the day?
No.
Is it like one of those heat sticks where you break it and there's a chemical reaction and then when it's all reacted?
It's a blanket and it has like little tiny pieces of jade or something that are sewn into it that makes it cool down. I can't stop laughing but it really does work.
Okay, well, let's see how long this works for.
I'll keep you posted on that.
All right.
It's very exciting. If it does work, I'll send you one.
No, that's okay.
If I start dying of like some kind of disease.
We have air conditioning here. Are you sure there aren't like tiny little vampire bats that are just sucking your blood out in the night so that you feel...
I had the dog sniff it and nobody reacted, so good. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Have the dog sniff everything that you buy online. That's an excellent idea.
If the dogs keel over, I know to throw it away.
Yeah.
Speaking of dogs, I'm going to tell you this just to see like your hair stand up on end.
Okay.
So this week...
Yes.
I'm taking care of 10 cats, 4 dogs, 2 rabbits, and 2 goats, and 2 fish and 2 frogs. Because the kids are on vacation.
The kids are on vacation, and you're still upright.
I'm still upright. It gets me going in the morning because I can't just like lay in bed and go, ugh, I'm so hot.
Why don't you just hire somebody to poke you with knitting needles or something?
I don't know.
Do you ever just say, this animal would make nice natural food for another animal?
No. And the only reason I'm even telling you this is to frighten you. Because I know that it's like your worst nightmare.
No, I have worse nightmares. You're living the other one right now.
Okay, I went to the grocery store this morning.
Yes.
And I saw this guy, and he older than us. And he was wearing suspenders and long pants that were rolled up above his knee and a dress shirt. And it made me think, at what age do you go out of your house not caring at all what people think of like how you look?
I'm approaching it.
I think it's like, it depends on the day for me. My youngest kid, she went to the grocery store dressed as a shark. And I have pictures of her standing in the produce aisle. I mean, she doesn't care. She'll go out in anything. I still will stop and put on a bra, even though my husband says, oh, you don't need to, you know, because he's my husband.
Well, you don't want to trip on them.
No, I don't. Or knock out one of my knees.
Yeah. You've got other considerations besides how your husband thinks it looks. There may be some of this attributable to the Zoom meeting where your top and your bottom don't have to match. So,
or you can be in your underpants and no one knows.
Yeah, exactly. You can have a perfectly reasonable seeming Zoom meeting with a dress shirt and suspenders, and below the desk there are blue jeans rolled up to your knees. And then I think sometimes people just get confused about where the Zoom meeting ends and their life begins.
The grocery store begins.
Yeah.
Not only was he wearing like dress pants, there were suspenders involved in this. And I was just like, and the only reason I even like looked at him was because he nearly crashed into my cart, and those people annoy me. I'm like, watch where you're going, and I don't want to see you in the parking lot, kind of thing.
Wait, did you
But
say that they were dress pants with suspenders and a dress
yeah,
shirt? And the dress pants were
yeah,
rolled up to his knees.
up past his knees, like more of his leg than I really wanted to see. I just wanted to tell him, look in the mirror.
My kid, when we went to visit him in Toronto, this will all make sense in a minute. My kid said, "Can you bring me a mirror? I have no mirror in my room." And I'm thinking, you've been in Canada for 3 years getting dressed with a view of yourself that only goes to your chest in the bathroom? My kid has been getting dressed for 3 years with a view that only goes as far as like his shoulders.
Well, does he remember to zip his pants?
So far that we've noticed, now his roommate says that occasionally for important events, he does go into his roommate's room and uses the mirror there. But I just can't even imagine living in an apartment for 3 years without putting up some sort of a mirror that enabled me to see. Literally, I mean, there is no woman in the world that I know of other than maybe a supermodel who doesn't ask, does this make my ass look fat at least 6 times a day?
Well, I have no butt, so
So
but
you
I do
ask
look in
about,
the mirror.
yeah, other
I
things.
look, yeah, and I look to see how far my pants are dragging on the ground, if I'm gonna fall or not, stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody needs some version of does this make my ass look fat?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I just have a different version.
Right. Speaking of parts that look big, you had news?
My kid is pregnant.
Yeah. When I
Yeah,
said that there are worse things than five
yeah.
cats, two goats, 12 dogs, and that would be for me. That would
The
be a,
grandbaby, the
yeah.
grandbaby living in a fifth wheel behind us.
I am in no hurry. Not at all. Not in any hurry at all. I would gladly get another 20 years before this.
Well, your kids are babies.
One of them just turned 24.
Yeah, well, mine's almost 29, my youngest, and my oldest is 41.
I'm not in any
I
hurry.
guess.
I'd be perfectly happy if.
I'm not in a hurry, and it was a surprise, believe me. And I don't. It's not a big deal to. I'm gonna count. I'm gonna say young people. To me, like back when we were this age, it was a really big deal to be like knocked up and not married.
Yes.
It was a big deal. And when I was in high school, it was a huge deal.
Yes.
You know, I think you still went away to visiting Aunt Mary for 9 months and then pop back up. But now it's like they don't care. You know, she's not married. Her baby daddy slash boyfriend, he's here with us. But I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I just think and it's very accepted now. I mean, she announced it on Facebook, and she's getting all kinds of congratulations and stuff. And I don't know. It's just different times, I guess.
well, I'm old-fashioned. Don't bring me home your intended without following through on your intention. That is my position, and I'm sticking to it. And other people can do what they want. Mazel tov to them. But if either one of my kids shows up with some woman who is pregnant by them and not married, and that includes the gay one, I will be
We
very upset.
we call that knocked up. I think when you're married, it's pregnant. When you're not, it's knocked up. But
Well,
I don't
see,
know.
see, you're no better than I am.
No, I'm not. I'm judgmental as hell. But when we first found out, I mean, there was a mushroom cloud explosion, believe me. And now we're done being mad because that doesn't do any good. And now we're just trying to figure out how does life go on as I sit here taking care of 10 cats, 4 dogs, 2 goats, 2 rabbits, 2 fish,
I
two
can't. Have you
frogs.
considered making a trade? Every hour of babysitting, you rehome one of these pets.
No, I love them. I just don't want to take care of all of them by
Right, right,
myself.
right. That's the point. Where is it written that because you love something, you have to take care of it for the rest of its life? Where that is the difference. If you want to know what's the difference between us, that's it. I can love plenty of things that I am not responsible for.
Well, I've always been the animal person.
The sound that you're
Very,
about to hear is me banging my head against the
I
desk.
know. Well, he's a kid. I mean, he's 17.
What?
I'm kidding. He's 25.
He's 5 years younger.
I just wanted to see you fall off your
Oh,
chair.
God. He's 5 years younger than she is.
Well, no, because she's 28, so that's three.
Okay, I'm just going to have the politically incorrect rant now. Are we ready for the politically incorrect
Is
rant?
it about birth control?
Yes, it is.
I knew it. How did I know? They had an accident because I know they were using birth control.
No, they
And then
weren't.
at one
You
point,
told me. You told me she had some
and she was
loop-de-loop
using a,
idea.
yeah, well, we had a talk after I found out that she was using the app on her phone to not get
Yeah,
pregnant.
if she puts her phone
And
between her legs, that works great.
thank you, Inlanders.
Oh
They're in
Lord.
one. They're
This
meeting the parents.
okay,
This
here
is the weekend that she was introducing her to his family and breaking the news that this girl with the giant belly is carrying his child.
okay, they don't know yet?
No,
Oh for
they know now.
oh for
They
Pete's
found out.
sakes.
They found out Sunday when the plane landed. I've also like though I have this certain brain fog when it comes to babies. It's why you kind of how we had our second ones, you forget how bad it was having the first one, kind of thing. So right now, I'm just seeing the little baby that wants to cuddle in my arms and smile at me, not the one that wants to poop all over the place and scream nonstop.
I have one word for you. Colic.
Oh, that was Molly,
Yes.
man. Uh, and white food. All I could eat was white food when I was pregnant with all four of them. Is cottage cheese, mashed potatoes, anything white or almost kind of an off-white color. I couldn't eat anything with any brown, any colors except fudgesicles.
So, this is my
Yeah.
true confession for stupidity. I thought I had morning sickness until after being sick to my stomach every day for weeks, I read the prenatal vitamin bottle that said, do not take on an empty stomach.
She's been having the same issue. She just told me that her doctor said, "Why don't you try taking these with dinner at night instead of first thing in the morning on an empty stomach? Maybe you'll stop getting sick."
Yeah.
And
Oh, really? She's been doing what I've been doing, was doing,
yes,
what I did.
yes,
Yeah, I thought I had
exactly.
morning sickness for like weeks and weeks. And I went to the doctor and said, before I start, I think I'm allergic to the prenatal vitamins because every time I take them, I'm sick. And he said, well, are you taking them with food? And I said, I don't want to throw up food. He said, no, 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 no. If you take them with food, you will not throw up. Oh, oh, I said, this is what comes of thinking you're too smart to have to read the directions. And there was no YouTube for prenatal medicine in that time and space. So,
There was no YouTube at
right,
all.
exactly. So I just thought I was, super sharp. I was on it. I was taking prenatal medicine just like a responsible person should. But I do have this to say. I
Yeah.
was freaking married. That's what I have to
Oh, I
say.
knew you were going to say that. How did I know? So I'm going to keep you updated, of course, on my trail to grandparentdom. Except that I don't feel like a grandma. I don't think I look like a grandma. So the kid's going to call me Empress
You
instead
know,
of grandma.
that's the best way you have expressed handling this thing so far. I think Empress
Yes.
will look nice on you. Assuming you've come this far because you enjoy the podcast, may we recommend my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. It's available at your neighborhood bookstore or on Amazon. And if you're feeling especially generous, please leave the podcast a good review. Thanks.